Mahadevan sir, let's begin, right? It's 7:02 now.
Yes, please.
So now I invite Ms. Glinda Baby, first year student of Ahalia School of Engineering and Technology, to host the event. Glinda, please come forward.
A very warm good evening to all. It's a wonderful day, and I feel privileged to extend my warm welcome to all the members presented here. Tech Talk series is an initiative of Ahalia Palakkad, which explores relevant topics that prompts the participants to ponder deep, thereby igniting their creative as well as critical thinking. Now, let me welcome Dr. Institution Council's asset for the welcome address. I welcome you, ma'am.
Thank you, Glinda. A warm welcome to one and all who have joined for this session about Provisional NAAC Accreditation. We have our guest of honor, Dr. P.R. Sri Mahadevan Pillai, Principal and Director, Academics, Ahalia Group of Institution, for delivering the talk. He is well versed in this topic. He has handled numerous sessions on NAAC evaluation process, and he is also part of NAAC evaluation committee. I wholeheartedly welcome you to the session, sir. Next, I welcome our Vice Principal and Assistant Director, Ahalia Group of Institutions, Dr. Krishna Kumar Kishore, to this session. I welcome Dr. G. Muruganan, ISTE Convener and HOD, Electrical and Electronics Engineering, who is here for delivering the presidential address. And I welcome Professor Sangeeta, Assistant Professor, Science and Humanities, for offering vote of thanks. I welcome all the department HODs, faculty, staff, and students to this session. Last but not the least, I welcome all the eminent dignitaries who found ample time to join and listen to this session. Welcome all.
Thank you, ma'am. Now, let me welcome Dr. Muruganan Chi, Secretary, Indian Society for Technical Education, Ahalia Chapter Coordinator, Internal Quality Assurance Cell Asset, for the Presidential Address. I welcome you, sir.
Thank you, Glinda. Very good evening to all respected dignitaries. Resource person, Dr. P.R. Sri Mahadevan Pillai, Director, Ahalia Group of Institutions, and Principal, Ahalia School of Engineering and Technology. My dear participants and colleagues, a happy good evening to all of you. The topic of today in the Tech Talk series being organized by Ahalia School of Engineering and Technology is Provisional NAAC Accreditation. What is accreditation? It is a measure of quality and quantity aspects of educational institutions. Quality and quantity are the two eyes that plays a vital role in the development of the nation. Through accreditation, the institution comes to know where they stand. They easily assess their strength, weakness, opportunities, and threats through a systematic approach. Institutions can easily identify the internal areas of planning and allocate the resources optimally. Institutions also find the scope for their improvement. They can initiate innovative and modern pedagogical techniques and practices for the benefit of the students. So through accreditation, the students will have an unique identity. The society and employers will always offer reliable and quality education. So they need tailor-made or customized industry-ready students, which is feasible through accreditation. In addition, intra and inter-institutional interactions can also happen through accreditation process. We all know that the National Board of Assessment and Accreditation Council, NAAC, was established in the year 1994 as an autonomous institution by the University Grants Commission with its headquarters at Bangalore in Karnataka. The mandate of NAAC is to make quality assurance as an integral part of the functioning of higher educational institutions in order to motivate them to build a strong quality culture. NAAC has been continuously striving for inculcating quality culture in higher educational institutions through assessment and accreditation process. NAAC continuously creates a lot of awareness programs and also hold a lot of activities to promote it. In spite of it, in spite of the UGC regulations for all the higher education institutions to undergo this mandatory assessment and accreditation in 2013, most of the institutions are not coming forward for this assessment and accreditation process. Why? What's the reason? There are many various limitations available. Particularly by the year 2019, we had a very big pandemic, COVID pandemic, which has greatly affected the quality activities of higher education institutions. Because of this, most of the higher education institutions are not coming forward and they lost confidence in improving the quality aspects. So to encourage more and more institutions to come forward for NAAC's process, and in order to overcome the concerns of accreditation, Provisional accreditation has been established by NAAC. Today, we have this topic and we have our resource person, Dr. P.R. Sri Mahadevan Pillai, Director of Ahalia Group and Principal of Ahalia School of Engineering and Technology, who has more than 3 decades of academic experience and administrative experience. And a very interesting one is he is the most wanted NAAC and NBA evaluator from the Kerala state. To be frank, one among the most important evaluator, and we are lucky to have such a very good mentor, because I am being the IQAC coordinator working under him for this NAAC. We feel very easy to complete the NAAC process, right? So all the external participants and also the internal participants, it's a time for us to listen the benefits and key concerns of provisional accreditation from such a resource person. I thank the organizers for giving me the opportunity. Thank you all.
Thank you, sir. Now let me welcome respected Dr. P.R. Sri Mahadevan Pillai, Principal, Ahalia School of Engineering and Technology, Director Academics, Ahalia Group, India, for the inaugural and keynote address. I welcome you, sir.
Hope I am audible.
Yes, sir, you are.
So thank you, Linda, for the invitation. And thanks to Bindu, Dr. Mahima, and Dr. Muruganand for the few words spoken. I know there are participants from many colleges. Some principals also have called me regarding this program. Today's program I am restricting to Provisional Accreditation of Colleges. In short, it is called PAC by NAAC. PAC has been introduced from March 2022 only. That means this baby is not even 1 month old. We had a meeting of NAAC around 2 months back to discuss the in and out of this provisional accreditation. At that time, the NAAC director was saying that he expects all the colleges to come to the NAAC net, at least through this PAC. So today my discussion will be exclusively on the provisional accreditation. I know that once you have the provisional accreditation, you will have to go for the next level, which is called the graded accreditation, which is in vogue right from 1994. And graded accreditation is a much more hectic task. That is the highest stage. And PAC or provisional accreditation is the base level. So why provisional accreditation is, I'll show my, the NAAC has published a manual which was given to us 1 month back. I think now it must be available on website also, I hope. Based on this manual only we had the discussion. The initial manual which was given in March was slightly received by March end. It was slightly modified and rectified. For example, in the initial manual, which was given to the assessors first, the score requirement for PAC was 15 out of 40. 15 score out of a total of 40 marks. But now it is revised, it is 20 out of 50. Like that, some corrections have been made and the new manual has been posted by the NAAC. I hope that it must be available on the website. You can check it. Anyway, if it is not on the website, you can ask me, I'll provide it. I hope it must be, because I was told at that time that the revised manual will be posted on the website within a week. Because NAAC normally keeps the word. They are doing a lot of operations in the country. Now let us see one by one, what is this pack? What is this provisional? Yes, Dr. Muruganand has posted that it is available. Okay. So I'm taking the points from that. So let us see the presentation based on which I'll be explaining. Instead of making a presentation, I'm taking the relevant part of the manual itself, because now I need to type it again and confuse you, so that whenever you read the manual, you will know this is the thing I've seen. Can you see it? Yes?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Okay, you can see it. Now this is why they are introducing PAC. You see the colleges which have been accredited in 2019-21, 2009-18, 1999 to 2008. Because though NAAC started in 94, the accreditation activity started only by the end of 95. Very few colleges were accredited before 1999. The quantum of colleges got accredited from 1999 onwards to 2021. Now 2022, accreditation is already going on, because last 7 months, the graded accreditation is actively going on. PAC is set to begin. PAC only the application submission is going on right now. Maybe by April end or May, the PAC assessment may happen. The provisional accreditation assessment may happen by May. Date not yet decided, but graded accreditation, it is going on. Even when the COVID period was there, NBA stopped all accreditation activities. NAAC stopped it only for a short period. After that, from 2021 itself, NAAC is going on. But see, with all this effort, the number of colleges accredited so far, in some of the colleges, the second cycle or third cycle were not done. One cycle of accreditation is 5 years. Whereas for NBA, it is 6 years. For NAAC, it is 5 years. So 10 years means 2 cycles should have been over. Very few, very few. For example, till 2021, only 8 universities had the second cycle of assessment. First cycle, many had. So altogether, you count this, only around 13,000 plus colleges and universities have been accredited. And we are having nearly 45,000 colleges and 800 plus universities, including deemed to be universities. So out of this huge number, only around 13 to 14,000 have been accredited so far, till date. That comes to around 20% or less of the total number of institutions in the country. That means the quality assurance has been done only for less than 20% of the institutions in the country. That is why NAAC opened its eye, and NAAC thought why these institutions are not coming for NAAC accreditation. Because NAAC accreditation needs a lot of effort. Those from the engineering colleges do know that NBA accreditation is still more tedious, because NBA is applicable mostly to colleges which are coming under ISTE, and mostly engineering colleges which are 3,000 plus in the country. Many of them are closing now. By the end of this decade, we will have only 1,000 to 1,500 engineering colleges in the country. That is the expectation. All other colleges will close down. That means it is going to reduce to almost 1/3 of what it was 5 years back. It's an expectation. That is why now giving approval for new colleges by IICT, there is so much restriction. Even giving extra intake, there is restriction that they insist that the colleges should be accredited. But now there is a huge demand for NAAC. The reason is the new national education policy envisages giving autonomy to colleges. Under the NEP 2020, if a college wants to be autonomous, they should have accreditation. First thing. Second thing, they want to have 2 types of colleges. One is standalone autonomous colleges, or other one is conglomerate of colleges. For example, if a college is having some 2,000 or plus number of students, they themselves can become an autonomous institution. Or if a college is having, say, many of the MBA colleges will have only 200 or 300 or less strength. Many of the catering colleges will have only 100 strength. So these can be combined and they can become a conglomerate and they can become autonomous. So either NBA accreditation, not less than 2 or 3 departments. It depends on the type of institution it is. And NBA accreditation, you already know that it is not that easy as even NAAC. And now NBA has reformed from 2021 ends onwards. NBA accreditation has been changed to what is called eNBA process. eNBA means it is almost coming very close to the new NAAC. New NAAC is mostly system based and the eNBA is also almost system based. I still remember when in the 90s we went for NBA accreditation, we had to make all hard copy documents. But now in the eNBA, everything is to be uploaded. Soft copy is enough. And even to the assessors, they'll be giving soft copy. NAAC, it is already giving like that. NBA also, it has been scanning and giving to the assessors. Hereafter, that is not necessary. The soft copy is already there. It will be just forwarded to the assessors. The SIR in NBA and the SSR in NAAC will be forwarded in soft form. Whenever we go for accreditation, we are getting the copy in soft form only. But in NAAC, there is a condition that the receiving institution should have a hardbound copy there for reference purpose. That's all. Now, this is why we are going for NAAC accreditation. And more than 80% of the colleges in the country are not accredited. And new education policy, national education policy envisages that only the colleges with accreditation need be promoted further. That is why there is a huge requirement for accreditation right now. And I foresee that that indication is coming. For example, in the last 4 or 5 months, a huge number of NAAC visits have been there. Even the assessors were insufficient. I was not traveling in the last 6 months and so many requests I had to turn down because requests are coming quite often. I still remember earlier we used to get one request only in 2 or 3 months time. Now every month 1 or 2 requests is coming to go for assessment. So that is a requirement right now. So I think the number of colleges which are going for accreditation is increasing. Maybe by the next year, this 13 to 14,000 may be around 25 to 30,000 range. I hope so. This table gives the number of colleges accredited by NAAC. Instead of reading everything, I think mostly we have got people from Kerala and Tamil Nadu, some from Karnataka also. Karnataka, out of the 3,183 colleges, a state having the highest number of colleges, only 21 are accredited. You see, you can see here at the top, the percentage accredited and the percentage not accredited. So you count this percentage, 21% of Karnataka, 21% of 3,183. That means only around 600 colleges are accredited, whereas 79% not accredited. Kerala, we are having 1,140. This is a bit old statistics, 2021. Now it may be a bit more, that's all. 1,140 colleges, only 20% is accredited, 80% not accredited. That is almost at the national average. And now you can see Tamil Nadu. Tamil Nadu, out of 1,798 colleges, only 31% is accredited. And remember, Tamil Nadu is one of the states where maximum accredited colleges are there. Don't go by percentage. For example, if you take Mizoram, 71% is accredited, but colleges are only 10. That means only 7 colleges are accredited. Whereas in Tamil Nadu, 31% means 31% of 1,800 colleges. That many. So it is a huge number. So this is the current statistics of colleges accredited. And in 2021, we were having 42,343 colleges. Only 20% was accredited, 80% not accredited. Now around 45,000 colleges are there all over India. And even this percentage has not exceeded 20%. Now why we have to go for PAC? PAC is actually a preparatory session. Like when I was doing my BTech course, some of the engineering colleges used to have what is called a preparatory course. Instead of joining a BTech, people can, NITs were having at that time a system called preparatory course. Those who cannot get admission to the first year BTech, they can join in a preparatory course, and after 1 year, they can score and if they score well, they can get into the first year BTech. Such a system was there in many institutions, even national institutions. So PAC is basically a preparatory system. Preparatory for what? If a college is not competent enough to go for the graded accreditation, or if a college is not eligible to go for graded accreditation. Graded accreditation you can go only if you have got 2 batches passed out. That means if it is an engineering college, you should have minimum 6 years of experience to go for graded accreditation. But PAC, the provisional accreditation insists only 1 year. 1 year means if you are establishing a college now, after the first year batch is passed out and the results are out, you are ready for PAC. That means after 1 year, you can go for provisional accreditation. The advantage is if you go for that provisional accreditation, you get into that slot. Get into the slot means any college which go for NAAC or NBA, the most difficult thing for them is the document preparation. You have to go for back document. In NAAC, you have to go for 5 years document. In NBA, you have to go for 3 years document. And 3 years plus the current year comes to 4 years. So 5 years plus the current year comes to 6 years. Getting those documents of alumni placement, of even the timetable of those years. I have seen many colleges manufacturing even the timetable. They are not having the document properly. So these difficulties can be overcome provided you go for PAC. After the first year, only 1 year is over. That means all the documents are fresh. When you start the provisional accreditation, you know which document should be there, which document has to be kept safe, and a documentation system will come to the institution. Like when you go for ISO in any college, ISO is not much a glamorous certification, but ISO when you go for, you are introducing a system in the college. Similarly, you go for PAC, you are climbing onto the step to reach the floor, where the floor is the NAAC. This is the advantage. And one more thing is, if a college feels incompetent to apply for the graded NAAC, for example, some of the principals were calling me after seeing this notice. They are 10 years, 12 years old like that, in Kerala and Tamil Nadu, some of the colleges. But they are not confident that they can go for NAAC. In that case, there is no restriction. You can go for PAC. Only restriction is that PAC will be available only for 2 terms. 2 terms of 2 years each. After that, PAC will not be there. You can apply for provisional accreditation only twice. Each time you may get or you may not get provisionally accredited based on your score. If you are scoring a 20 out of 50, that means 40%, you are eligible for a provisional accreditation, and 2 years are over with provisional accreditation. You can apply for once more if necessary. And even when the provisional accreditation is there, you feel like going for a graded accreditation, because only the graded accreditation is a qualification for getting funding from UGC or other bodies or getting autonomy. All these things, graded accreditation is necessary. Provisional accreditation is not a qualification for any such things. Provisional accreditation just means that you are on the path to becoming NAAC graded accredited. You are preparing. So it is just like saying, I have seen many people putting PhD in bracket name. It's actually meaningless. You can claim the PhD only after you get it. Even at the time, of course, PhD will be rejected only at the time of evaluation of thesis. 99% of the universities don't have a system for rejection at the viva time until and unless it is having some plagiarism or some anti-social statements in it. Otherwise, 99%, if a thesis is not rejected at the evaluation time, it is accepted. Similarly, what I'm saying is, just like putting PhD in bracket, you can just put below the name of your college provisionally accredited. Especially for a new college, that may fetch some admission. Colleges are now running after admission. Very difficult to get admission. And as I have told, out of the nearly 4,000 engineering colleges in India, it has come to less than 3,000 now. Within a few years, a handful of years, it will come to less than 2,000. And I think around 1,500 it may stabilize, 1,000 to 1,500. So those colleges which are in dire necessity of getting students, if you get provisionally accredited, the people will feel that, okay, you are something great. Whether provisional accreditation or graded accreditation, Common man may not see much difficulty. Only the difference may not be identified by the common man also. Only the students who have passed out and the staff will know that provisional accreditation is only base level, but that is good in that way. Then another thing is, when you do the provisional accreditation, your staff will be trained. That is one of the greatest advantages. They know the system and custom to get used to the NAAC accreditation, because otherwise, to train a novice group is much difficult than to train an accustomed group. So your teachers and staff, they know what is expected from them. That is one advantage of going for PAC. And ultimately, the PAC may build a confidence in the institutions. The institutions will feel that, okay, we have done it. For example, any institution who have gone for NAAC or NBA once, they are confident the next time. Whatever is the grade they got the first time, they are confident next time. But the point to be noted is, in PAC, there is only provisionally accredited or provisionally not accredited. Only provisionally accredited is there, no grade is given. In NAAC, there are different grades: A++, A, B++, B+, B, C++, C+, C, and then D is not accredited in graded accreditation. Whereas in PAC, only two are there. You are provisionally accredited or you are provisionally not accredited. And to be very frank, we were having a discussion with the director NAAC when this first notes were presented to the assessors. At that time, he was saying, any college which is eager to or which is willing to work somewhat will not lose a provisional accreditation. Or it means, if you are ready to take up the challenge, you may 90% get qualified for PAC. That is the advantage of PAC. Whereas in NAAC, out of the data of NAAC, if you see, only around 5 to 6% are A or A+ or A++ accredited. Around 90% are, around 80+% are B, B+, and B++. Around 10 to 15% are C, C+, and C++. That is the range overall in India. So getting an A++ is very rare. Only few institutions have got A++. And A++ is the most valued institution for central government funding. Whether you are a private institution or a government institution or government-aided institution, if you get A++ ranking, there will be liberal ranking from liberal funding from government agencies. That is advantage. So NAAC can have those advantages also. So it doesn't mean if you don't get A+ or A++ that something wrong with the institution. No. Even very good institutions which would have otherwise got A+ or A++, at the time of assessment, due to some missing elements, they couldn't get up to that level. They have been graded in B+ or B++. I've seen many managements crying that we did everything. So that is also there. Maybe next cycle of accreditation, they may get better. For a NAAC, there is one more provision. You can cancel the grade after 1 year and you can go for a re-accreditation. Similarly, in PAC, if you are not satisfied with your status is only two, either accredited provisionally or not accredited provisionally. If you are not satisfied with not accredited status, you can go for once more after 6 months. That's the advantage. In NAAC, only after 1 year. In PAC, provisional accreditation, after 6 months, you can go for it. Only thing is you have to pay the fees twice. The first fees is 10,000 plus GST. GST, I think, is around 18. So 10,000, that means around 12,000 only maximum. That is the fees. Whereas for NAAC, it is in lakhs, because the visiting team will be coming to your institution in NAAC. Whereas in PAC, they are not coming. It's only virtual inspection. Only virtual inspection is there in PAC. That is one more advantage. And inspection team is almost similar. Why I'm saying similar is, in a NAAC inspection team, the chairman will be a vice chancellor or a director of a national institution, or if both of them are not available, the dean of a reputed university. This is the chairman status. Members will be either members can be vice chancellors. In one of the teams I have seen, there were 3 vice chancellors in my team. I was thinking, why all the vice chancellors were together? It can happen because when we go for accrediting a very reputed university, there may be more number of vice chancellors in the team. There may be some deans in the team, some principals may be there in the team, and some senior professors may be there in the team. Like that, the team can be there. But in PAC, only 2 members will be there normally. Whereas in NAAC, Based on the number of students and staff in the institution, the team may vary from 2 to 11 normally. Of course, I have not seen any team more than 11 members. Even 11 will be for very huge universities where hundreds of colleges are affiliated. Only there, this 11-member team may go. Normally, 3 members, 4 members, 5 members like that. And if it is a bigger team, there will be, if the number of team members are more than 3, there will be an observer from NAAC also. The members are 3, I think mostly chairman, the member secretary, and a member will be there. So one among the experienced person will be, chairman will be, as I told, either a vice chancellor or a dean if a VC is not available. And the member secretary will be a person, either a vice chancellor or a dean or a principal or a senior professor who is having some cycles of experience like that. And to be a member in a NAAC team, a person should be in an NIR of 100 or less, that's within 100, ranked university or institution. That is a difficulty. Many people have been asking me how can they get into the NAAC assessors team. Very difficult. Most of the colleges will not be there within 100 NIR of ranking. But one thing is there, for example, I have been Dean of the University of Calicut for many years, for 3 terms. At that time, the university was ranked 70 plus in NIRF, and that is why NAAC absorbed me as an assessor. And once you are an assessor, then whether you work in the university or retired, you can just continue like an assessor. So this is the information for teachers attending this, how they can become a NAAC assessor. Your institution should be within 100 of the NIRF ranking. Then only you can become a member of the assessing team. And even if you are a VC of university, if your institution is not within NIRF ranking, you are not invited to the NAAC assessment team. But there are 4,000 plus assessors already available. But now I think more requirement will be there because, you know, the number of provisional accredited colleges will bounce up like anything. I expect that around 20 to 30% of the colleges may come with provisional accreditation request because fees is very less. You have to pay only 10,000 rupees plus tax, and the preparation is very less. Only a small form has to be filled, and you are getting into the track. There are people to guide you. The evaluation is done by a peer team, a VC and a senior professor, so that they will advise you how to proceed. So you are getting a very easy exposure. So my suggestion is any college which is not competent to go for the graded accreditation or which is not eligible to go for the graded accreditation, please go for the provisional accreditation immediately. Even I have been telling this in Ahalia group, we have got 8 colleges. Those colleges which do feel, their heads are also here, you know. Those colleges which feel that they are either ineligible or they are not competent now to go for PAC, because PAC will give you a training. PAC will give you an exposure. I have seen teachers from many colleges here. So go for PAC is a motto now, because without accreditation, survival is very difficult. Because NAP, the government of India was thinking of imposing NAP from 2022. 2 weeks back, there was a central government cabinet decision that NAP will be compelled only from 2023. And once the NDP comes into force, colleges without at least a provisional accreditation will be finding it very difficult to cope up with. In between, the state government thought of starting a SAC, State Accreditation, State Assessment and Accreditation Council, but they stopped it because by that time the PAC has come. Now anybody can apply for PAC. At that time, it was very difficult to apply and get NAAC. That is why, and Tamil Nadu also planned, but they didn't start any state level accreditation. And I told the PAC can be only for 2 terms, and there is no cycle attached with PAC. For example, in NAAC, there are cycle, first cycle, second cycle, third cycle, fourth cycle, like that. After each cycle, the norms will be slightly different in NAAC. That is what is graded accreditation. But PAC, no cycle like that. You are taken as a novice, as a beginner who has to learn a lot. So there is no cycles of accreditation. And you have to get into the NAAC website and you have to register online the application. Application form also, in this form it is there. But NAAC website, you know, you just browse NAAC, NAAC, NAAC India, you can get into the website. Anyway, it is given here. If you get to the NAAC website, you can see, of course, the assessors have got a separate login ID and password. Others can just log into They can give a new password and new ID, and you can start using the NAAC. And if you want to go for NAAC or PAC, you have to register in the website. That's a requirement. And of course, after registering your college, you can go for PAC. If you want to go for NAAC, also the same procedure. Your HEI, HEI stands for Higher Education Institute or institution. Your HEI should have a NAAC password and login ID, which you have to use for lifetime. And if you, I think it is better always that login password and ID, minimum 2 people keep it, so that you are not losing that by way of mistakes. Otherwise, you will have to again contact NAAC, because you know NAAC is a busy organization. Every day they are planning for so many visits, and unnecessarily contacting them will be difficult for them. And one more thing is the DVV, data validation and verification, will be done just before the virtual peer team visit. What is DVV? I think those who have gone for NAAC will know it, others will not know it. DVV means if you want to go for regular NAAC, you have to submit what is called self-study report, SSR. You have to submit it online. And after submitting it online, you have to provide the details of your students and staff, their email ID and their phone numbers. So NAAC has entrusted private agencies, verification agencies like Tata or Meritrack or something like that. So many agencies are there. These agencies have been entrusted with the job of verification, verifying the data. And you see that 80% of the, as per the new NAAC term, 80% of the marks comes for the things you have filled in the SSR. 20% only is allotted by the visiting team. Earlier it was 70-30. So keep in mind, if your data or if your documents are giving a poor picture, your scoring chances will be very poor, because that will be verified. An agent, NAAC is having Herculean task to verify it, so reliable private agencies are verifying. And they will send emails to your students. If necessary, they will send emails to your staff. They have to respond to it. And that response is also your requirement. For example, if more than 11% people are not responding, that criteria will be removed and that marks will be removed. Very difficult. So in NAAC accreditation, it is a necessity of the HEI, the higher education institution, to see that their students are responding properly. Ensure that as many students, based on the number of students responded, your scoring and evaluation will be better. That process of verifying the data submitted by you, by third-party agencies, with your stakeholders, students, alumni, employers, parents, that is called DVV, data validation and verification. And that data validation and verification report will be given to the assessment team when we go for assessment. Whereas here, we are going to have a virtual peer team visit, but that data will be available to them. We get, normally if you go for an assessment, earlier it used to be even 1 month back we used to get the data. Nowadays, at least 1 or 2 weeks back, we get the data regarding the institution. Entire soft copy will be mailed to the assessor. The assessor can go through it, and the assessor can make a study and can cross-verify it when they go for the institution. So this also you have to keep in mind, whenever, whether it is regular graded NAAC or PAC, the person who is going to discuss with you and assess you is a person who knows everything about your institution. And not only that, the assessor will also peruse your website. So your website also should be up to date, whether it is graded NAAC or PAC. Any assessor, suppose I am an assessor, the first thing I do is go through the SSR. The second thing I do is go through the website. The third thing I do is go through the data verification part available. Only after these 3 things, an assessor will come to the institution. Similarly here, the virtual peer team consisting of only 2 members. The actual visit NAAC, many members will be there, but for PAC only 2 members will be there. They will be virtually connecting to you over Gmeet or Zoom or WebEx only after studying about your institution. So don't think that they are very senior people. I think either they will be at VC level or Dean level or principal level or professor level. So they are not inexperienced people. Anything which you try to impress upon them is in vain, because they know what is the reality. So always tell the truth. Whether it is NAAC or PAC, Don't try to impress upon people. They know which are the weak points. They can easily, so be true to yourself, whether it is NAAC or PAC. Then only they can also advise you what is missing. In PAC, that is more important. In PAC, rather than impressing them, you have to open up your institution. You have to show your weakness, strength to the assessors. So the assessors will suggest you how to overcome. They are highly experienced people. I have not seen any NAAC member with less than 20 years experience. And many members I have seen with 35, 40 years experience. Even more than that. Once we were having a former vice chancellor who has been 50 years in teaching. He's a former vice chancellor. So NAAC members are like that. That is why I'm saying whenever you are going for PAC, expose yourself. What is your strength, weakness? You expose to them. Let them advise. So that by the time you go for the graded NAAC, you will be knowing where you are strong, where you are weak, what you have to cover up, what you have to rectify. That is the advantage. Okay. And one more thing is, any document you publish on your website should be true and validated. Don't give any misinformation on public forum. Not only the SSR you are giving, here there is no SSR. In PAC, instead of SSR, you are submitting a form. There is no SSR. That form also I will be showing. And obviously only previous year's data you have to upload. You don't have to upload so many years data. PAC is based on 1 year data, whereas NAAC is based on 5 year data. So for example, now if you are applying, this is 2021-22. 22 will be over soon. 21-22 will be over soon. So if you are applying 22-23, you have to show only the details of 21-22. But remember, only after 21-22 results are published, you should apply. Otherwise, you should give the results of the previous year, 2021, if you don't have the results right now. For example, a college wants to go for PAC right now, immediately. You don't have the published results of 22. If you have the published results of 2021, you can go for it. But a new college cannot go for that because they have to have 1 year completed and 1 year result with them. That is a point to be noted. Okay. And obviously, as I have told, the fees amount I have told, then things you have to know is there are two types of data we provide in NAAC. Not only in NAAC, in NB also. They are called qualitative and quantitative. For example, in the SSR, we have got what is called qualitative metrics and quantitative metrics. Quantitative data are those which are expressed in numbers. For example, what is the pass percentage in your college? Maybe 45%, 65%, it is quantified. What is the admission percentage in last year in your college? It is fixed. It's a number. So such things are called quantitative data, and expressing such data in matrix form, we call them as quantitative metrics. In a short form, we call as QNM, quantitative metrics. Similarly, QLM is qualitative metrics. So in this, you have to have both. I told that you have to score 20 out of 50. I'll tell how the qualitative and quantitative matrices will be coming. This is the basic. I'll come to that, qualitative and quantitative, which are it. This is the basic information which you feed. For example, in the NAAC documents, graded NAAC documents, the criteria 1, you have to feed all these details. Here there is no criteria. In the regular NAAC, there are 7 criteria. You have to fill criteria wise. In PAC, there is nothing like that. You have to simply fill the form and upload the necessary document. For example, if you are having ISTE, All India Survey of Higher Education Institutions, ISTE. I think last week all the colleges should have got a letter from ISTE or a UGC saying that your ISTE you have to update, data you have to update. It is All India Survey of Higher Education Institutions, ISTE. You will have an ID in ISTE, and that ISTE you will have a certificate also. Every institution will have, once you register for ISTE, All India Survey, you will get a certificate. That certificate you have to upload. Then your institution name, date of establishment, the area of the institution, whether institution having own land or it is leased land, what is website link. These are all primary information regarding the institution. All these things, address, PIN code, phone number, email ID, name of the contact person, name of the IQAC coordinator, all these things, location of the college, then whether you have completed 1 year. If you are no, then you cannot apply. That is a must. That is why that choice is there. For example, if you go for ISTE website, there's a query. whether the principal is having a PhD. If not, you cannot further go. It will block there. Like that, if this is no further going because it will block there. Okay, because it's online. Then academic year, very simple information. This any office staff can fill these things. Not even the contribution of a senior professor is required. Anyone can fill all these things in the. Only thing is all those documents should be kept ready with you. So first you have to go through the application form, keep all the documents ready by numbering all the documents. For example, name of the affiliating university, you should have an affiliating order. Statutory regulatory authorities, for example, in Kerala, there is what is called Admission Supervisory Committee. So you should have an official order from them permitting admission. Like that, and affiliation, you should have an order from the university. Like that, all these documents should be kept ready so that while filling the form, you can, this is all, compared to the NAAC or NBA, this is all only peanut. You can do it very quickly. And the number of faculty with doctorate, number of programs offered, list of committees. List of committees, if you don't know, you can go to the UGC guidelines for NAAC. There's a list of committee. Engineering colleges can go for the ISTE guidelines. ISTE has last week published the new approval process handbook. So all the committees required are there, except qualification of faculty, which is the 2019 regulation. Except that, everything is given in that ISTE handbook 2022, published in last month only. So that you can just refer, and all the mandatory committees are given there. These mandatory committees, it's simply a logic. The principal has to have an order. Principal should sign an order saying that this is that committee, this is the next committee, like that. Except your governing council or governing body. Governing body is a privilege of the chairman. The chairman has to constitute. All other committees are to be constituted by the principal. You don't have to go up to your chairman or trustees or something like that. It's the principal's duty, except the governing council. Okay. So like that, fill all these details, upload the relevant data. Okay. Then whether CBCS. CBCS is a credit-based course system. That is, CBCS is there followed in every university in Kerala. I don't know other states. So you can just put an S. All the universities in Kerala changed out to CBCS around 2014. So there is no difficulty right now. Tamil Nadu also, I think Anna University went to CBCS. It's also in some universities, it is called CBSS, credit-based semester system. Let it be. Okay. So fill it. Then this is what I call quantitative questions. Quantitative questions, definite mark is there. It is just like the ABCD choice, multiple choice questions in examinations, MCQs. So quantitative questions are like MCQs. It carries marks directly, either 0 or 1 or 2. You will get immediately that marks. You yourself can check how many marks you have got in it. If the percentage is below something, you will get 0. If it is between something, you will get 1. If it is above something, you will get 2. For example, percentage of teachers against sanctioned post. Then what is a sanctioned post? Many people were asking me this question earlier. Sanctioned post is a term used in government and government controlled institutions. Government has to have a sanctioned post. For example, I was working in an institution where the civil department sanctioned post was 24. Okay, that was approved by the government of Kerala. So if only 21 are there in the department, there is 3 vacancy. Whatever the AICT says is irrelevant there because it's a state government which decides. Beyond the state government decision, the college cannot go. But in self-finance colleges, there is nothing like sanctioned posts. Self-finance colleges, it is AICT requirement. AICT requirement is, teachers requirement is 1:20. 1:20 means for every 20 seats permitted in admission, there should be 1 teacher. For example, you have got an index of 300 students in your college, then the total number of students 4 years permitted index is 1200. So 1:20, 60 teachers. So any college having 300 permitted intake should have 60 teachers on roll. That is AICT requirement. And remember, NBA requirement is not even that much. NBA requirement is 1:25. For example, NBA requirement for 300 intake, you should have only 48 teachers. Then last AICT meeting, some principal raised this question. So the AICT chairman was saying, NBA requirement is not the mandatory requirement for the college. NBA requirement is the minimum eligibility for applying for NBA. But if it is only 1:25, you will lose the marks. If it is 1:20, you will get some marks. If it is 1:15, you will get better marks. So NBA has no concern, but they insist that it should be more than 1:25 to apply for it. But AICTE norm is different. AICTE norm is 1:20. Cadre ratio should be there. Even in the new approval process handbook, the cadre ratio is 1:2:6. One professor is to 2 associate professor is to 6 assistant professor. These things have to be kept. Those things are in these questions. Whether instead of sanction post, you just take out of 60 teachers required, if the number of teachers are below 30, it is below 50%. Your marks is 0. If it is between 30 and 45, you will get 1 mark. If it is above 45, you will get 2 marks. This or no. But AICTE will not permit it. This is for provisional accreditation. Don't think that, okay, this is occasion we can reduce the staff strength. No. AICTE norm is different. Otherwise, AICTE will not give approval for the next academic year. Okay. This is for NAAC accreditation purpose. Why it is so relaxed is, I had an example. For example, 3 years back, I visited a college in UP near Shahjahanpur for accreditation purpose. At that time, when we went there, instead of around 60 teachers, there were only around 28 people there. We were asking the principal why it is so, and the principal was saying, "Sir, I have requested the government many times. They are not giving. What to do?" So AICTE has got only, the accreditation committee has got only 2 choices, either to give accreditation or deny it. Then some of our members were saying that please give them, because it's a government institution. If you don't give them, they will suffer. But I have been telling, if you give them the accreditation, they will never rectify it. So don't give them. That means the next day it will come in newspapers, and the minister will be alerted. So the next year they'll get the teachers. This is the technique. We didn't give. I was strongly against giving them the accreditation, because once you give them, considering that it is a government institution, I know in the government setup, they will never give that appointment later. So it is better not to give it. So this can happen. So like that, percentage of teachers against sanction post, marks are like that, 0, 1, 2. Student teacher ratio. If it is more than 1:30, you will get full marks. More than 1:30. But AICTE needs 1:20. Don't forget it. So that is why I told, scoring marks here is very easy. Percentage of students undertaking project work, field work. If it is more than 20%, you get full mark. So what do you have to do? You ensure that more than 20% of your students are taking either project work or field work or internship or dissertation or skill-based learning, other than their regular project work is only for final year students. Let them have some project work in their first year vacation, second year vacation they are free, or have some internship. Let them bring some certificate. So this will be satisfied. And the next question is very easy. That is why I told, if you are just if you just made up your minds that you should have PAC, you will get it. See, all very simple terms only. Compared to NAAC, it is much simpler. NAAC, it is not like this. The terms are very rigid, but you will learn how to do it. Then pass percentage of students. This is one area where it is very difficult in Kerala. In Kerala, only less than 50 institutions are having pass percentage more than 50 in the engineering colleges. So then only you can get 2 marks in it. But many will get between 30 to 50. So 1 mark you can ensure. And remember, you need only 20 out of 50 to pass to get the provisional accreditation. So it's not difficult. Like that, number of research papers published, only 2 plus 2 are enough. That any college can have more than 2 research papers in or patents. Either or. Patent is not essential. Either research paper or patent. Then student computer ratio 1:30. You will be having much higher, because you know that 1:6 is required. So any college, engineering college, will have definitely 1:6. So 1:30 is not an issue there. You will get full marks. Other colleges, arts and science colleges or commerce colleges, may have to go for improving the student computer ratio. Then classrooms. There are more than 10 classrooms with ICT. It is more than 10% with ICT facility, not numbers. More than 10%. That means if you have 10 classrooms, 1 classroom is having ICT facility, you have saved. If 2 are there, it's well and good. It is about 10%. Okay, like that. These are all quantitative matrices where you can. I'm just going through them one by one, because you can just see I'm not reading. So now you got an idea that it is very easy to score in the quantitative metrics and see the entire questions. What is the maximum you can score on it? I think all the questions are over here. 10 questions are there. What is the maximum you can score in quantitative metrics? 10 into 2, maximum 20 marks. And if you satisfy this 20, you get provisional accreditation. In my opinion, this is quantitative, no adjustment. No further evaluation by the peer team, provided you satisfy this. You yourself can assess whether you have got 20 or not. I think almost all the colleges which are represented in this meeting definitely can get this 20. Anything 20 plus, you get the accreditation. I don't think any college will have difficulty in these 10 quantitative metrics. They can easily score. Then qualitative are quite subjective. That will be decided by the assessing team, whether it is worth or not. So there will be 10 questions. Each question you have to write. Sorry, not 10 questions. There will be 15 questions and only 30 marks. The previous was 10, that is 20. This is 15, that is 30 marks. Each question, of course, very simple question. See here, I'm showing the questions. I'm not going to read everyone. First question I'll just read. Let us see. Very simple question. How does the college assess the learning levels of the students after admission, and what are the special measures taken to cater to the differential needs of students? You have to answer within 100 to 300 words. You know, word file has got a word count, so you can easily count how many words are there. And don't worry about it. What I suggest is, those colleges which are going for PAC, browse the net with this question. You will get so many answers in it. Choose the best among them and practice in your college. Matter over. Very simple logic. Because you are going for the process only. You don't know how to do it. So take this question, put on the internet and browse it. So you will get a number of answers how this can be done. Adopt the best among them and just start practicing in your college. Your answer is ready. Because you are going for only PAC. You are not an experienced person in NAAC. When you go for NAAC, you should have your own evaluation of it. But now you don't record it. Say, take the next question. Describe the student-centric methods such as experiential learning, participatory learning, problem-solving technologies, etc., adopted for enhancing learning experiences. Again, simple. Put this question on the net, get so many answers. You will get 1 or 2 pages full of answers. Take the best point in it and see whether you are doing it. If not, do it. Matter over. The day you decided, you start doing it, so that by the time you fill the application form, you are doing it. That is what is required. That is how we develop ourselves. Anything we have to have. I'm telling you the simple techniques. These techniques I used to tell the institutions wherever I go for assessment. Many of them do not know how to fill these things. They are going on reinventing the wheel. Not necessary. Many brains have worked on it. It's already available. Take whichever is one. Like people say, nobody is inventing any new words. You are not going to invent any new technique. If you invent, add to it. There is nothing wrong. If you are so creative, add something more to it, brush up something more. So like this 15 questions will be there. These 15 questions, anyway, go through the, as I told earlier, this is available. This document is available on the NAAC website now. Go through it and try to answer these 15 questions by going through the metrics. So now general guidelines. This is all I have told. General guidelines for provisional accreditation I have already told. So there is no need to discuss it again. And remember, one advice I am giving, be transparent. Don't try to hide any information. And wherever I have gone for assessment, I have seen those institutions which are trying to, play a hideout game have lost. Because as I told, the assessors are much, much more experienced than the principal of the college, always. So there would have been principals or directors or vice chancellors in many institutions. So they know what is inside and what is out. And just by seeing the SSR or by seeing your application form, they are in a position to assess your stand, and don't try to put any blah blah or don't try to put any, and all these things you can go through because they are all helping you. They are all helping you how to come up with it. This all, whenever you get time, you can go through it because this will give you a guideline how to fill the data, how to get the points, how to modify your vision and mission, how to interact with the students, how to apply or how to fill the form. All these things will be available in this. Of course, those you have to read one by one. I wanted to give the gist of the matter, and I have given it. And now it's almost time, but 5 minutes or 10 minutes, anybody wants to ask a question, I'm leaving to that, because this has to be an interactive session. If I go on talking now, it's almost 1 hour now. No, 5 minutes left. You can ask any question, no problem, because I'll give you first-hand information. Luckily, I've got an advantage that for many years I've been an assessor for all these national bodies. So any situation I would have come across, please tell me, please.
Sir, can you hear me?
Yes. Yes, I can hear you.
Yes, sir. So I just want to know that while uploading our answers for the qualitative questions, that is 15 questions at the second part.
Your sound
Is
is a bit distorted. Better put on the chat box. Your sound is a bit distorted. I can read the chat box.
Okay.
So
Okay,
that will
sir.
be easier. The sound is clear. That is all.
Mahadevan sir, I just want to, sir, I just want to just add on. So can you please inform the colleges if they are going for NAAC that we do the energy audit for them? Muruganan sir will be able to help them with the audit. So if you can just
Definitely. Yeah, our team is ready to do the energy audit. Not only that, if any college wants to go for NAAC or NBA accreditation, we can even help them also. We are ready to do that. And the energy audit, Dr. Murugan is an expert. Plus environmental audit also we may think of. Of course, our team. Only thing is we are going for the accreditation now only. We are going this year. Right now the SSR is ready. And by this next month, we'll be going for the ENBA also. So maybe by this year end, our both accreditations may be over. But doesn't matter. We can spare our experience with you. Many of our professors have been working in accredited institutions, and they are having a lot of information background with them. We can help you. And anybody wants, they can just collect our, in our poster, contact numbers will be there. You can collect. And there's a question. While answering the qualitative questions, is any documents other than the answer script is needed? Documents are required only if you are saying that you have got this or that. For example, you are saying that our students have been first in the university sports fest. Suppose you are giving something like that, then that certificate should be uploaded. Otherwise, not necessary. If you are claiming something, documentary proof should be there. If you don't claim anything, you are just giving only verbal explanation. Say, for example, you are saying that our faculty members or our results have been result. Obviously, it's a quantitative question. Or say our campus is the greenest campus in the country. Then attach a photograph just to validate it, but not compulsory. But any document to validate your statement will be appreciated. Whereas in NAAC, it is compulsory to upload. Whereas in PAC, uploading documents for qualitative questions is not compulsory. But whereas for quantitative, it is compulsory. Any other question? So this question has come from Meenu Matthew, SS. Right. Any other question you can post on the chat box, or if your audio is clear, you can tell. So our feedback form has been circulated in the chat box.
sir, I think
fill that form with your-
Venkatramana sir is trying to ask something.
Sir, good evening, sir. I'm Venkatramana here.
Okay, please tell.
Sir, we are actually planning to go for a graded NAAC, sir.
Right.
I needed some guidance in that actually.
Right. So we are going to have, you please
Because
do
it's
one thing on next week.
As you said.
On 23rd April, we are going to discuss the entire SSR. Please attend that.
Oh,
And after that, I'm
okay.
going to give a one-day full training. One-day full training
Okay.
for NAAC, graded NAAC. Okay.
Okay.
So
okay,
I think those
okay.
two will give all the information necessary.
Okay, sir.
23rd program is finalized. After that, one
Okay.
full day. Dr. Krishamar was also telling me that one full day training should be there. We'll go for that. Maybe the next week or so.
Okay. Okay, sir.
So that whoever is
Yeah.
going, sometimes by mistakes also, institutions may try to avoid some relevant data, which may not be convinced. So it is better to get oriented in an institution.
Okay. Okay, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
So 23rd notice I have circulated already. That is an internal matter for Ahalia institutions. They are not permitting from outside. Ahalia colleges representatives can come and attend our SSR presentation on 23rd. Other colleges can attend the training program on NAAC, which we'll conduct offline. Offline means we'll be conducting in our seminar hall. Maybe by April end or May beginning, we'll go for the graded NAAC training program. Because already some faculty from Tamil Nadu have requested me, why can't we have a training for NAAC? One thing is there, anybody who attends that training, as per our norms, we cannot visit that college. That is why I have not invited Tamil Nadu people for NAAC training so far. Suppose somebody from Chennai is coming and attending that program, then as per our rule, I should not go to that institution. Anyway, and now last 6 months I am not traveling. So, but next month onwards I may have to go. Doesn't matter. Let them, if some case like that is coming, they can avoid going to that institution. That's all. Okay.
So there is a question, one more question in the chat box.
Yeah, one more question is there. That question is, take a case that a college has 2 programs. For one program, results of the last few years are available, while as the second program is a new and the exam of just one semester has completed. Result of even the first semester is not available. Can the college apply for PAC with the last year result of only one program and keep the result of the second program as the result awaited? Yes, you are eligible. As per the NAAC norms, for PAC, even if one batch has completed the requirement, you are eligible. But what I suggest is, if you have got some more thing to project in the next result, you can wait for that. If you don't feel that you cannot have any add-on with that result, now go for it. Okay. For example, you are taking some food, some good food is being prepared, you may wait for it. But if you don't expect any good food to add, you can take the one which you are having. Same philosophy. No compulsion that the second result should come. One batch is over, you can go for it. And another question, is PAC applicable for diploma program? No. PAC is applicable only for degree, PG or equivalent. Equivalent diploma may be there. For example, PGDM of ISTE approved institutions. ISTE's PGDM is an equivalent postgraduate program. It is eligible. But 3-year diploma after 10th standard is not coming under NAAC or PAC. They are not degree. So either degree or postgraduate degree and diploma. Postgraduate degree means it should not be 1-year diploma or something like that. Postgraduate diploma should be equivalent to a postgraduate degree. For example, PG diploma in management. Even IIMs are giving PGDM. That is equivalent to MBA. Like that. I hope that there is no more question, and go through the and I also say that frequently NAAC conducts orientation program. For example, in 2021, NAAC had 2 orientation programs, one for the assessors and one for the stakeholders. Any stakeholders program you can attend. Assessors, it is limited. Only those who are going as assessors can attend it. But stakeholder means any college can attend that training program. Mostly it will be addressed by the director, the chairman, and the advisors of NAAC. It will be highly informative. Okay, I think we'll call it. One more question has come. To the colleges NBA, is it necessary NAAC we should have? Not necessary. If it is an engineering college, NBA is also enough. But why many colleges have gone for NAAC? There's a reason. For example, Tamil Nadu, if you get NBA 6 years for 3 or more branches, you are eligible for autonomy. Otherwise, you should get NAAC A for the institution. So many of the colleges, there was a spur of institutions from Tamil Nadu which went for NAC. When I enquired it, I was told by some of the managers that if you get A or above in NAC, they could easily get autonomy. Whereas getting that equivalent, 6 years with a permanent accreditation was very difficult in NBA. That is why they have gone for NAC. That can also happen. They felt that going for NAC was easier than going for NBA. Definitely it is true, because NBA is department-wise evaluation, which is much more meticulous, whereas NAC is institution-wise evaluation. So recently some of the institutions I visited, they were saying they would easily get NAC, but NBA, their grade is not that good.
So there is one more question, validity regarding.
There is one more. PAC is valid for only 2 years. Only 2 years. But once more you can apply, and 2 more years you will get. Maximum 4 years. After that, no PAC. After that, you become eligible for NAC. That is why PAC is given only for 2 terms. Okay.
So
thank you very much.
shall we
Thank
go
you
to
all.
winding up?
And,
Okay. So let
please
us.
enter your email ID so that you will get the certificates through AutoCrat. Don't forget to give your email ID in the feedback, because then only you will
So
get the
Glinda, let
certificates.
us.
Right.
Glinda, you can take it forward from here.
Thank you, sir. Now let me welcome Professor Sangeeta PS, Joint Secretary, Indian Society for Technical Education, Ahalia Chapter, for the vote of thanks. I welcome you, ma'am.
Hello, ma'am. Is it audible?
Yes, yes, you're audible now, ma'am. You're audible now.
Good evening to one and all present here. It is my honor to thank everyone here. On behalf of Ahalia School of Engineering and Technology, Palakkad, I take this opportunity to propose vote of thanks to those who have directly and indirectly contributed to this Tech Talk Series 4 on Professional NAAC Accreditation organized by our institution. First of all, I would like to thank our resource person, Dr. P.R. Sri Mahadevan Pillai, Principal, Ahalia School of Engineering and Technology, Director Academics, Ahalia Group, India. Thank you, sir, for your valuable session. I extend my sincere thanks to Dr. G. Guru Muruganan, Secretary, ISTE, Ahalia Chapter Coordinator, Asset IQAC. Thank you, sir. Next, I thank Dr. Mahima Ganesh, President, IIC, Asset. Thank you, ma'am. Finally, I thank all the internal and external participants for making this program a grand success. Thank you all. Thank you.
Thank you all, and good night. And participants, please do fill the feedback form so that the certificates will be sent to you directly. Instead of giving the email address in the chat box, please do fill the feedback form.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much. It was really a splendid occasion. Thank you.
Thank you very much, and you're most welcome. Thank you all for being present here. Bye.